second and final Roadsports race of the day is about to get underway. The first one earlier on saw a fantastic scrap in Class C in particular that ran right down to the final lap and was decided by less than a second. It's Jim Larkham on pole position overall and in Class C again for this second race. Can he convert that into a second win of the day? We're about to find out. Well, the rural setting of the Kirkistown circuit about to play host to its second Roadsports race of the day. Jim Larkham and John Benson share the front row ahead of Steve Morris and then Ivor Greenwood. John McCandless coming from the third row of the grid. Keep an eye on the Class B cars as well further back. As we suspected, they produced much of the closest racing in the first race of the day. Well, ready to go racing then for the second time here in the Irish Roadsports and Northern Irish Se7ens Championships. Red lights go out, everyone leaving the line together this time, and John McCandless with a storming start there from the inside of the third row of the grid there. The yellow crossley will almost get the lead into turn one, but it is going to be Jim Larkham, the race one winner, that leads the way. McCandless is second, third place then for John Benson. He's already back at the inside of the yellow crossley in his green version to reclaim that position into the right-hander at Colonial. They're all punching together though. McCandless hangs on. Ivor Greenwood now buys into all of this as well. Goes to the inside of both of the Crossleys. There's contact almost as they turn into Fisherman's Bend. Goes through into third position but hasn't quite been able to find a way past McCandless yet. Closes in as they turn into the chicane through the right, through the left. The Radicals should have more straight line speed, but he wants to get on with this as quickly as possible because he can see the race leader Jim Larkham getting away. On board now with Steve Morris, who we didn't see much of in the previous race, but he was able to come home in third position for that one. Into the braking zone they go then. Into second place is indeed Ivor Greenwood, then McCandless third. Then this is the battle for fourth position with John Benson just about ahead of Steve Morris, and then the leading Class B runner, and we've definitely had a shuffle there because our race one winner Trevor Allen is nowhere to be seen. Trevor Allen has dropped down, I think, into third position actually, so that looks as though it's Mark Francis that's got the class lead away. On board with Steve Morris now going for fourth place overall, but actually as he goes to the outside they both get mugged by the leading Class B runner. And there is our race one winner in Class B, number 46. He is indeed down into third position then. Richard Francis, though, unfortunately out of the race. He pulls into Parc Ferme. His day is done, his race is done before it really gets underway. So the two Radicals then into the hairpin for lap number 2 at the head of the field. Back on board with Steve Morris now, down the back straight he goes. No one immediately in front of us, is there anyone behind trying to find a way through though? Let's see, turning into the hairpin. No, he's able to turn into the apex there, I think. Canvas though under a lot of pressure here from Mark Francis, who is on real form in this second race it would seem. Pulls alongside the Crossley, the two cars fairly evenly matched in a straight line, but Francis will have the inside line for the first corner. Steve Morris here has a grandstand view of it all and watches it unfold with the blue machine moving ahead, and now he tries to get up the inside of the yellow Crossley into Colonial. Can't quite get through. There are three of these near identical 2-litre Crossleys in the race, and at the moment it's John Benson out in front and then contact. Oh no, the other two Crossleys have taken each other off the road. Well, one of them goes off the road, that's John McCandless. Morris is able to continue but falls behind the next 2 or 3 Class B cars, but he may have some damage to the front left corner after that. It's a very bumpy corner that. Once you go to the inside it's very easy to just bounce wide into the driver you're trying to overtake, and that's what happened. Here's the replay. It's a tempting move to make. The gap is there on the inside. Morris commits to it, but the door is closed. He locks up and slides into John McCandless, who ends up going off backwards. Here's the onboard view. It's quite a long way back, snatches the brake, and in fairness, from that view, it's fairly evident that the only person that could have done anything to avoid that contact was Steve Morris. John McCandless, very much the innocent victim there. Well, that has now separated the two classes a bit more now, so the Class B cars are having their own private battle. The leader in Class B, Mark Francis, has checked out, though. This is the fight for second place. Trevor Allen, our race one winner, down to third, trying to get himself back into P2 if he can. Leading two in Class C, meanwhile, are at the other end of the back straight. They're turning into the final corner, and Jim Larkham is being caught here by Ivor Greenwood. This, remember, is also the fight for the championship lead as we go into the sort of second half of the season now. Greenwood arrived here 2 points clear of Jim Larkham. Larkham's moved ahead of him by a couple of points now, so the finishing order in this race will no doubt have a real effect on the outcome of the championship come the end of the season. In Class B, meanwhile, we've had the change now for second place, so back into P2 has gone Trevor Allen. There he goes, flashes through across the start-finish line and heads into Colonial. Starting already to get ahead slightly now of the 146 car of David Much, who retired on the opening lap second lap, I should say, of race number 1. Was carrying our onboard camera in that race. Sadly, we've not had much luck with those onboards, have we? With everyone carrying onboards in these Roadsports races seeming to run into trouble in one form or another. These two, though, are running strongly at the front of the field. Ivor Greenwood catching the race leader. In fact, he's almost caught him now, so the battle that we enjoyed so much in race 1 is rejoined again. There's your Class B leader then. That's Mark Francis turning through the hairpin as the Class C leaders head into Colonial once more. Ivor Greenwood looking to try and pull off a similar sort of move that he made on Jim Larkham in race number 1, where he managed to slip through the smallest of gaps on the inside of the hairpin from an awfully long way back. Thing is that Jim Larkham now will be expecting that, so might have to pull something else out of the bag. So back out of the final corner they go then. Greenwood didn't get a great run through there, so Jim Larkham has now been able to pull a few more car lengths advantage, but Greenwood seems to, generally speaking at least, have the pace to catch here. He certainly was able to bridge that gap in the first place, and he did the same, of course, in race 1, having started at the back of the Class C grid after his qualifying woes. So clearly have been some underlying mechanical issues with that car all weekend long. Through come the Class C cars. Is that lead gap coming down maybe? Doesn't look like it is. Mark Francis not really being caught here by Trevor Allen. There is Francis. Turns into Colonial now then in the low cost. Out in front, the 1 litre engine in the Honda engine in the low cost, and off further back there's a spin. That's number 94 that's gone off, Brendan Cunning. And that looks as though it was self-inflicted. Just lost the rear of the car going into Colonial. Off the road he goes. He's now got to try and get it fired back up again. Cunning off the road. Hopefully he'll be able to rejoin, and indeed he has. So yellow flags briefly were out. They're now back in by the time the leaders get to that part of the circuit, but actually it doesn't look as though Greenwood is going to be close enough to capitalise anyway. There's a back marker up the road though that they're going to have to put a lap down. That I think might be Alan Miller, so there's a chance here that could open the door for Ivor Greenwood, but he doesn't really seem like he's able to get any closer than this. He's just within 1 second of the race lead, but can't really get within striking distance. Out of the chicane, back down the back straight again. Now, just as I say that, he is closer than ever now in the slipstream, and this is heading into the part of the circuit where he overtook Jim Larkham in race number 1. Is he close enough to fire it back up the inside again? No, Larkham late enough on the brakes to see off that particular challenge. They turn into the right-hander with the white and red radicals still ahead of the blue and silver one, but that is an ever-diminishing gap now between the two of them. Flash back across the start-finish line. Debtor's dip once again then. Ivor Greenwood lurking, looming large in the mirrors now of race leader Jim Larkham. And he's starting now to look a little more threatening, isn't he? He's not just sort of following the lead around, but does seem to be looking to find a way through now. Back across the start-finish line there. I think that was the Class B leader, wasn't it? Yeah, Mark Francis still extending his margin. The Class B cars, though, C cars, excuse me, get that right in a minute, is heading back into the hairpin once again, and Ivor Greenwood getting even closer that time, but interestingly not able to fire a move either up the inside or the outside, so it doesn't look as though Jim Larkham is wise to that move now. That marker they're going to catch very shortly though, needs to try and stay out of the way, which it does, but Ivor Greenwood almost runs into the back of Jim Larkham there as they turn into Colonial. It looks as though it was Cunning, wasn't it? Brendan Cunning, that they were putting a lap on after his spin at that corner a couple of laps ago. So in the end, Greenwood actually dropping back there, you can see in the distance as they go through. Another car pulling off the road now. Coming out of the first corner, that's Graham Moore, I think, pulling off. Starting to drop like flies, rather, in particularly the Class C runners, and there at the inside goes the number 4 car, exactly where he pulled the move in race 1. Ivor Greenwood goes through past Jim Larkham. Now, he only stayed in front for about half a lap last time around there because he then ran into mechanical issues. Right now, his main issue is keeping Larkham at bay because Jim is fighting back again through turn number 1, down towards Colonial. We know how good Greenwood is under braking, and so there's no way that Larkham's going to fight back at the inside there. The double apex right-hander over the bumps, then fling it through the left, and already Greenwood starting to pull away. And Ivor Greenwood with Jim Larkham now demoted to second. Can Greenwood hang on this time? And into the hairpin. We're about to start the final lap of the race though, and Jim Larkham is not letting Greenwood escape. It could be that Greenwood's timing is just right. Okay, for the final corner slowly there, did he, Ivor Greenwood, or was that just a strange line he took? He certainly didn't seem to be hanging the tail out like he usually does. On to the final lap of the race then, and Ivor Greenwood, well, he will now be hearing every clunk, every knock, every rattle that that car is making, because he knows that he ran into those mechanical problems at this part of the circuit in race 1, and it does look as though Jim Larkham's catching. Surely lightning isn't striking twice here for the race leader Greenwood. It might be, because Larkham has another look at the inside there into Fisherman's Bend. The rest of the Class B runners coming through, the Class B leader in fact, they're coming through onto his final lap. Looks like Mark Francis will get the victory, but at the head of the field, who is going to take the win overall and in Class C? Ivor Greenwood's got a few car lengths in hand over Jim Larkham into the final corner, but that car does not seem to be accelerating. Again, it's slow off the hairpin. Jim Larkham will have a much better run to the start-finish line. It's going to be a really, really close finish, but Ivor Greenwood, I think, will just hang on by 0.2 of a second to take the victory over Jim Larkham in second. Mark Francis is third and takes the Class B victory, with David Much second and Brendan Cunning in third. Alan Miller and Trevor Allen were next. In fact, Trevor Allen was a non-finisher. The race 1 winner in class did not get to the end in race 2, but what a race and what a finish, with Ivor Greenwood just hanging on. Well, Ivor, you couldn't really have made that much more difficult for yourself, could you?
I haven't got the hang of starting this car. I spent too long in Legends with rolling starts, and now I'm back to clutch starts. I make a mess of it every time, so I'm left on the grid, and then I have to work hard to get back to the front. So difficult.
You got the lead back, didn't you? And then what happened at the end?
The smoke's flying out of my brakes, and the smoke's flying out of me. More to the point. I really miss my old mate Steve McCall doing engineering, and maybe I'll pack this up and go back to Legends in Scotland. I miss Stevie looking after me, It was a good fun when I was racing with him. But it's good fun, and the weather stayed nice, and big turnout for the 500 Motor Club, which was nice to see.